welcome to the Elements of Improv. I'm Andy.
I'm Karen.
And we're Defiant Monkey Improv, bringing you a series of short videos talking about all the different things that make for good improv. Today we're going to be dealing with the question of questions.
What?
What?
Huh?
Yeah, what?
Huh?
What do you mean?
I don't understand.
I don't know. One of the first things that beginning improvisers learn after things like yes and such is don't ask questions.
Just
Don't
shut
ask
up and
questions.
do what we say.
Yeah. What?
Meaning in a scene, don't ask questions.
Yeah.
But why, Andy? Why would they be told not to ask questions in a scene?
Well, very often, asking questions, especially when you're just starting out in improv, is a fear reaction. It's a form of bridging. It keeps anything from happening so there's no risk. This is not to say that all questions are bad. However, a recommendation is when you have someone who's first starting out in improv, teach them not to ask questions. But why?
Because it will grind it into them.
Oh, ow.
And stop them from naturally going to that fear reaction. Because if you don't get used to not asking questions, you just keep it up. And
It's even the most seasoned improvisers will find themselves from time to time asking a question that could have been a statement. And that's what you'll eventually get your new improvisers to do, or your seasoned improvisers who tend to fall upon questions. It happens. Get them to turn them into statements.
Yeah.
Whenever and wherever possible.
because questions tend to waste time.
They do. They do.
It's like, would you like to do this? Yes, I'd like to do this. Because they're saying yes and then you go and do it. So why did you bother having a transaction there?
Yeah.
When you could have just done it?
Hey, what is that?
Oh, this?
Yeah, that.
So instead, it's like,
Hey, nice carburetor.
thanks. I polished it myself.
Now, we said that, or I said, that not all questions are bad. There are constructive questions. In a case like that, instead of saying, hey, nice carburetor, I could have said, hey, what are you doing with that carburetor?
Oh, yeah, I'm polishing it up.
Now, notice the difference between that and what is that? What is that gives absolutely no information. It puts the onus of creation on her.
And I go, in my mind, you're going to make me say it? You came on and I could have just said something more constructive to start with, and instead you came in and asked me a useless question.
Whereas if I come in and even if I ask the question, hey, what are you doing with that carburetor? I've provided information.
I am doing something with a carburetor.
Yes. Now she knows what the launching point is, where to go with that. So use questions sparingly and constructively. You want to advance or expand the scene. A good question tends to be open-ended, not a yes or no answer. Forward-thinking, again, advancing, giving more information, and specific. What are you doing with that carburetor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some people will just try to say no questions no matter what, even crushing them out of what would naturally be a question. Hi, welcome to McDonald's. May I take your order? Well, that's what they ask.
No, make that a statement.
Hi, welcome to McDonald's. I'm about to take your order.
Yeah. There are times when humans ask questions, and if you get rid of all questions in a scene, it will seem a little unnatural at time to time.
But at the beginning, of course, crush them all, because usually they're the useless kind to begin with.
A good question will flow seamlessly with the scene. A poor question will tend to jolt the other actor out of the hypnosis that you've created in that scene. So either don't ask the question, make it a statement, or ask a constructive one that provides information.
Also, when you're asking the question, you are giving up all kinds of control. If you just ask this open, vague question.
Yeah. Hi, how you doing?
I'm good, how are you? Like,
Oh.
or I could just steal it from him and take everything. So that whole beginning part would be wasted time treading water. So get to it.
There's a lot of, again, with people who are new to the art form of, hey, what are you doing?
I'm just hanging out. And then it ends up just being vague.
Yeah, vagueness back and forth, and the audience is going,
Get to it. But don't be afraid of every single question. You ask one. It's, hopefully it is one of the constructive questions where you've added information or it's natural to the scene. And if not, then the other person will hopefully not just keep asking, I don't know, what do you want to do? And then continue it. Hopefully they'll just pick it up and just recognize when you're doing it.
And to that point too, the response is that you get to a constructive question is as important, if not more important, than the actual question. Hey, what are you doing with that carburetor? I've given data, I've created something in the platform. Now she knows where to start and she can take it and launch from there. I've given her that offer of the carburetor.
Yeah. And I should take it.
Yeah.
There's a good exercise if you're worried about other people asking questions or you yourself in your rehearsals. Just do no question scenes and have somebody running it with a bell or whatever just make you recognize when you have a question and either keep you in there, just ring the bell and say, make that a statement, and you just start to begin to recognize when you're doing it, when it's not needed.
You can even take that a step further and get a suggestion, run a scene as questions only.
Oh, yeah.
And see how far you get in the scene.
You don't get far.
Then rerun the scene doing it with no questions. And then if you want, you can run it a third time and allow constructive questions, working it that way.
You could also run it where you swap out the actor.
Yeah.
If you want to make it like a
challenge sort of
thing, yeah. So then the other actor comes in and continues the scene as your character until a question is asked, and then they keep swapping them out. Or you just swap them out for the fun of it.
As you're doing practices and you're trying to get people to stop using non-constructive questions, what we've noticed is that you'll find that you're starting to succeed when the person gets up to start a scene and they go, hi, what do you do? Hi, I'm here for my appointment.
Yeah.
At that point, they're starting to inculcate that big college word there, that thought process, and you're on your way to success.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching. We hope you learned something about questions. If you have any questions or tips,
constructive questions,
put them down in the comments. Help us out by liking and subscribing. And also, we are professional improvisers, which means that we're poor. So if you can and would like to, click on our PayPal link down in the description. Throw us a bone or a tip, and we would love that. We would appreciate it. If you can't or don't want to, that's fine too, because we do this for the fun of it. You can, however, buy one of our books, The 5 Elements of Improv, in lovely paperback or on Kindle, and that would support us as well, and we would greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I'm Andy.
I'm Karen.
We're Defiant Monkey Improv. This has been The Elements of Improv. Happy improvising. Why are you doing that?
Should I stop?
Why would they want to see you doing this?
Why wouldn't they? Is this one more exciting?
Meow.